Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Creative Tavern. My name is Christopher Lee. I am a concept artist, been in the industry for about 10 years with companies such as Walt Disney Imagineering and Universal Studios Creative. And I'm here today with my buddy, Michael Welker.
Hello, everybody. My name is Michael O. Welker. I'm a software developer, writer, and creative producer from the theme park industry, which is where I met Chris and got to work on several big theme park projects with him. But recently, when we found ourselves in between big projects, we said, "Hey, why don't we do something, the two of us? Let's put our heads together, and come up with a creative project that we can do." It took us a while to figure out what that would be. Eventually, we settled on learning how to make a video game, something neither of us have ever done before. And along the way, we also decided that we wanted to that we missed working on big projects with creative teams of people, like having those other creatively minded people around, and also we wanted to share this journey that we were on with other people. And so we decided to turn some cameras on and start streaming it publicly, and thus the Creative Tavern was born. And to tell you more about that, I'm gonna hand it back to Chris.
Thank you, Michael. And the Creative Tavern was born just for people like you, people like me, people like Michael, anyone who is creative. So if you like to draw, if you like to sing, if you like to dance, if you like to do anything that is creative at all, this channel/platform is for you. And I just want to give a really quick shout out to Captain Blue Blue as well as King. Hello, King. Welcome to the chat. All these people in here are very creative and they're part of our little community that we've been building for the past 6 months now, I want to say. And you guys are amazing. And every Sunday, which is today, we look at your guys' amazing artwork. So if you guys have anything to share, feel free to post it in the Discord right now. All right. Michael, did I miss anything? Should I add anything else?
No, I think you got it.
All right. All right. So, and again, because today is Sunday, it is my day to share with you guys what I did for the video game that Michael has given me on Sunday. And this will be a relatively quick stream in that all I did was switch some meshes out, some models out, and also put a little bit of lighting and then add a lot of architecture elements on top of the asteroid. And before I dive into that, I just want to let you guys know I struggle like a mofo this week. Mike, I already told Michael about it, but a really quick version is that because I'm a newbie, I'm a freaking noob. Um, there are some things that Unity does that makes my enjoyment of using this program very, very upsetting. In that one thing is that when you are in play mode, when you're actually playing the game, and then you see something you want to change, and then you make a change, and then you press stop, it automatically undoes that change that you made during the game, and then you kind of have to go back to the editor to fix it. But when you're in the editor, you don't really have that camera positioning to know what you're doing, what you changed, right? I might not make a lot of sense, but essentially, I just because I'm still new to this, the whole enjoyment of working in Unity, it just went down for me. I'm gonna be super honest with you. Like, I basically had like a whole bunch of trouble trying to open up Unity, simply because I had NordVPN up and running, and because VPN was running, I couldn't open up Unity, and I spent like maybe 3 4 hours trying to download the right version of Unity so that I can actually work. And when I couldn't figure it out, I kept texting Michael. I was like, "Oh my God, why isn't this working? Why is this so hard?" It just, it was really frustrating. So, um, yeah, I just want to let you guys know that I am going through a pissed off phase. And it's hard, it's frustrating, but I did it. I got through it, and I just bit. What is it? Bit my tongue? No, not bit my tongue. Just sucked it
Bit,
up, and oh yeah,
I
yeah.
think the phrase you were looking for was bit the bullet.
Bit the bullet. Thank you so much. I'm so bad with these kind of phrases. Bit the bullet. Thank you, Michael. Thank you. I bit the bullet and sucked it up and just did it right. And so here it is. I will show you guys what I did. Let me put this out. Boom, right there.
Well, while you're bringing that up, I just want to say, on behalf of me and the chat and the future gamers out there who are going to play the game. Thank you for powering through and for sacrificing on our behalf. We really
Oh,
appreciate it, Chris.
well, thank you for saying that, Michael. But honestly, I think you did most of the hard work. If I were the one that's doing the coding and shit, I would have probably punched a hole through my monitor. All right, how am I gonna do this? Maximize on play. All right, and hold on, maximize on play. So I will go. Actually, hold on. Before I do that, I gotta turn back. Michael, do you remember what speed it was on before? The speed that you want it to be on?
On this level, I think I had the initial speed set at 15, I
15.
think.
All right, 15. I cranked it. Funny thing, I cranked it up to 100, but
Uh-huh.
once it passed a certain gate, it
It
stopped.
slows down again.
It
Yeah.
slows down, and then I'm like, oh crap. And I didn't want to be like trying to fix that because I know I would break something. So I had to just sit there and just wait until
Oh.
exactly. I'm just like, oh my god, got through it already. But anyways,
Ah.
okay. So 15. All right, we got 15. We got maximize on play on. Okay. All right, guys. The sound might be a little bit loud. So sound. When I say sound, I mean firing the bullets. Okay. And one thing that I will mention. I will give feedback to you, Michael, as well as you're gonna give feedback to me. All right.
Cool.
Uh, so Michael, I'm going to show you the level without any robots, or should I show it with? No, no, no. I'm gonna show it without robots for now,
Okay.
just to fly through
Sure.
and see how it feels. All right. Are you guys ready? Hopefully you guys are. Let's go. Let's
We're
do this.
ready.
Uh, okay, God. Here, it's gonna probably crash right when we're doing this.
Whoa.
All right, here we go. We are going through. I don't know.
Wow. This looks amazing already.
Okay, hold on. Why is it so dark? Yeah, it's a little bit dark. I may need to put a little bit more put the lighting a little bit
Sure.
brighter. Yeah.
Hmm.
But you can tell, Michael, from this, I went ahead and changed up the texture as well as the roundness of the asteroid.
Oh
And
yeah.
yeah, and you can also tell that the color of the lights
Hmm.
are different. It's more blue pinkish,
Hmm.
and yeah, and I added some architectural elements. Then we're
Whoa.
flying up, and then oh, I added some asteroids as well.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And then we're flying, and I didn't realize how long this level was until I'm actually populating it. I'm like, oh God, when is this gonna end? How long do I have to like do this? Oh
Yeah, I
God.
know. I had a similar experience when I was laying out the flight path,
Yeah.
the actual rail, and because that took like 2 days, and I
Yeah.
was just at by the time I was on node like 130, I was like, man, and because I can't tell like when I'm gonna be done because I'm just seeing the next like two nodes in front of me, like
Right.
where I can go because the thing in order to build it, it's like, you have to hit play, run it to that point where it stops, and then do a little bit more.
Right. Right. Right.
I feel your pain, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow, cool.
There is a little bit of stretching of the textures, but
Okay.
I'm just gonna pretend that it's okay because I if we have time, which we probably won't have time, but if we have time, I'll go ahead and fix that texture. But for now, I think it's not so noticeable that it's gonna piss off a lot of people. Um, and and you'll know what I mean by like it's not noticeable because when there's action happening, you're
Mm-hmm.
not going to be paying attention to the environment
Mm,
at all.
sure.
Yeah,
Yeah, totally.
yeah.
Whoa, cool.
Now we're flying up. Oh, and just to let you guys know, this was particularly challenging. This level is because the way we set up, what is it? We set up the level that it is actually a sphere we're, moving around, and it when I try to do something that's underneath the sphere, like the orientation obviously is a little bit flipped, so left is right, right is left, and placing stuff is a little bit of a challenge. And Michael made a great point when he told me like after this level, everything from there is going to be a lot smoother because because all the other level is just we're not flying inside around and upside down and anything. Everything's going to be at a very horizontal level. Horizon line never changes. And I told him that, basically, dealing with Unity, like working on this level first is like, training to go swimming. It's like I never, I don't know how to swim, and Michael's like, hey, no worries, let's hop on a helicopter, and we'll take you to the middle of the Pacific Ocean, and then we'll go ahead and train you there. And then so basically, this was the hardest level, and then after this is going to be a lot easier. And oh, you can see a little bit of a stretching right there. It's because of where the meshes meet. The lines are a little bit too close to one another. Again, when I have time, I will fix that. But for now, everything else looks really, really good in my opinion. The textures on the, except right there, you can see it stretching a little bit, but everything else looks okay.
Yeah, well, so, and it's totally fine. Like, I don't think there's anything we could do about it now. And actually, maybe even the stream. Oh, yeah, actually, I should just have been watching the stream this whole time. Damn it. Um, for some reason, Discord, the bitrate is terrible. Like, it's so
Oh
blurry that
no.
I can't even read the text up in
Oh
the
no.
top left.
Oh geez.
Um, so actually, yeah. I don't know why I didn't think to like switch over to the stream because now I can see it a lot better. But yeah, I think it looks great. I do agree, maybe a little bit on the dark side, but
Mm-hmm.
um, I love what you did with like the floating asteroids in the background. I think the adjustments to the big asteroid are great. Um, and yeah, it feels so much more like real and enriched with all of the like refinery mining components in it as opposed to just the bare rock. And I like what you did with the lighting too. Like obviously, we mentioned it was a little bit dark, but like what you did with the color palette, I think looks really great.
Yeah, thanks. I think the solution to that is just move up the intensity, just make it brighter.
Okay.
Yeah, I think maybe I could do that on the fly after this. Man, this is still going on. Sorry. Without any robots to shoot, it's kind of
It
boring to look
seems
at.
yeah, like really slow. With
Yeah,
the
it's
robots though, it's like, oh, okay, cool. Yeah,
yeah.
I'm shooting stuff.
Yeah.
Um, it needs to be balanced though. There's too many robots, too much chaos, I think, builds up. But yeah, I think it's oh, and the other thing I was gonna say about I missed it because I was looking in Discord and it was like super blurry.
Uh,
But what you had mentioned about the stretching or the texture stretching,
uh-huh.
I didn't see it, but I'm sure it's probably fine. It's probably not going to be a big deal.
Right. Okay. Let me go ahead and stop right there. I'm stopping and I'm taking the directional light one right here, and I'm going to make it brighter. And then on this one, I'm going to make it brighter.
Captain Blue says, stretching? What are you talking about? They are burrow markings from machinery. That's
Yeah,
actually a really, yeah, we're going with that one.
we're going with that. Thank you, Captain Blue Blue. Oh, this one's as
That's not a bug, it's a feature.
That's right. All right. Michael, how can I turn where do I look to turn on the bad guys?
Oh, sure. So under the probably the gates section, I think. Yeah, if
Gates.
you expand that, there, see all those ones that are turned off that say drone spawn gate. You turn all those on.
Okay.
Um, and then there's one more at the bottom there, and then you're gonna need to do the same thing in. Oh, actually,
Section 2.
yeah. Try turning on that entire section, like at the parent level. Let's see what that does.
Boom. Nice.
Okay, actually, turn that back off though.
Oh, okay.
And then kind of up towards the top, like where it says like event system underneath the player rig, it says there should, I think that says load gate just above that, right? It's so blurry I can't
Oh
see
yeah,
on
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Discord, but
Uh-huh.
yeah, so turn that back on,
Okay.
and then you can leave the gate section 2 off. And
Off.
the reason for
Okay.
that is because the path kind of like winds back on itself, and so there's a certain point, like if you have all the gates on, you will be driving through gates in the later part of the level while
Hmm.
you're on the early part of the path, and then it causes the thing to break. So we have to like leave off the gates that we want to come up later, and then they get
Okay.
turned on halfway through. So
Okay.
now it should
Sweet.
work. Now I think if you hit play, you'll get all the droids to fight or
All right.
drones.
So, when I already have a feeling like it's going to lag for you, Michael, as well as lag for you guys. So please be patient.
Okay.
Sorry. My system and my internet is crap. Here we go. Loading, 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 loading.
Oh man. As soon as you hit play, my Twitch stream just got even blurrier than
Oh
Discord.
no. Oh no.
Oh, okay. Actually, it's back now. Yeah, this looks awesome, dude. And actually, yeah, maybe still a little bit too dark, but
Yeah.
like in the scheme of the different levels, um, I guess depending on what we want the lighting to be like in scene 4, it might be nice to have a contrast. So if scene 4 is going to be like really brightly lit tunnels, then
Uh-huh.
maybe we want this one to be a little bit darker. Or the other way around, if we're planning to like, let's have some real dark scenes in the tunnels,
Yeah.
then maybe we lighten this one up a bit, or have like a couple of parts where it's like direct sunlight, maybe.
Right. Yeah.
Meow, 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 meow.
Okay. So, hold on. Let me go ahead and stop the game. Um, one feedback that I want to give you, Michael,
Yes, please.
I don't want to give it to you because I'm going to be contradicting myself. Let me ask you this question, Michael. Michael, why do I like playing Diva and why do I like playing Sigma?
Um, well, I mean, there are a couple of reasons. Like, I know with Diva, you like,
It's
is there
they
one
they sh-
reason?
they share a common thing that I one of the main reasons why I use them. Both of them share a common trait.
Hmm, is it one of their abilities?
No,
No. Um, Jeez.
I'll give you a hint. It has to do with the left click.
The left click, like the primary shoot button?
Yeah, it's quite simple. It's basically Diva and Sigma. They don't need to reload. All they need to do is just keep shooting and shooting. You just put your finger on the button, right? That's the main
Mm-hmm.
reasons why I love using Sigma as well as Diva. However, I realized the need to reload. I realized the fact that, if we don't reload, what's the point of holding the left click button, and
Mm.
what's the point of, holding a fire button, right? You could
Mm.
actually just program it to be auto fire and just
Mm-hmm.
move the direction, right? So I don't know for this prototype if we really need to do like a loading unloading system, or I'm sorry, reloading system, but the fact that I was playing it and I just realized, you
I'm
know,
just holding this button down the
e-
entire time.
exactly, exactly. So I think in order to make the gameplay more interesting, and I hate fucking saying this, you gotta add a reload element to it so that you can strategically press fire, like when to press fire, or else I mean, without any ammo depletion, there's no what is the word? There is no consequence of, you know, just abusing the firepower, your
Mhm.
bullets, because bullets are finite. You don't you only have a few, right? So that's my only feedback. And I know that's like a whole other programming thing you got to do, and that means I got to create another graphic to show. It's like, oh, it's going down, oh, and then it rolls back up. Oh, it's going down, and it goes back up, right? Uh, if you feel like we should have it for this round, I will create it. But if you feel like for this prototype, the way we have it now, that's fine as well. I'm totally down with whatever. But as a game, I think we definitely need like a reloading system, or else we're just continually shooting, and it's just not it. There is no consequences. Yeah, what do you think, Michael?
No, spot on. Like, yeah, that is. You're completely 100% right. The game needs something, and that is a problem. Um, I have had like in the back of my mind like things that I've wanted to add that I think would
Mm-hmm.
potentially make it more interesting because part of what you want to do is the one of the core fundamental things that make it a game is if the player is has decisions to make.
Right.
And in this case, there's no decision. Just hold that button down.
Yeah.
Um, that's bad design. Um, and some of the things that I've had in mind have been like, well, what if there were different weapons that you could switch to? You have your primary lasers, then maybe you can switch to like rockets or like a slow moving, high powered kind of bomb or something. Or what if you had something like a Reinhardt shield or like a Diva
Right.
defense matrix where like, oh man, this thing's about to attack me. I'm gonna stop shooting and press the right mouse button to like put my defenses up, and then I'm gonna defend against this attack, and then when the attack's over, then I'm gonna go back into out of defense mode and into offense mode.
Right.
Um, what if the instead of a ammo reload thing, what if we had an overheat system where you could see like
Mm-hmm.
I'm firing my
Oh
lasers and
yeah.
they're getting really hot, and if they
Yeah.
overheat, then
Yeah.
they just completely shut down.
Yeah.
And maybe if like at the hotter they get, the if I can stop shooting just before they overheat, it'll cool down faster than if I actually let them overheat
Mm-hmm.
completely.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe there's a way to like I can hit a button to vent the system, which means I'm vulnerable while it's venting, but then it'll cool really quickly.
Right.
Um, there's all kinds of stuff like that that I think would be really interesting to add to the game, and I
Mm-hmm.
think the game
Mm-hmm.
needs it. Um, but and I'd be less worried about putting like doing the programming for it, and much more worried about the game balancing because that's something where depending on what those mechanics are and how long it takes for you to overheat and how long it takes to recharge and how long it takes to switch to your other weapon and all these
Mm-hmm.
other
Mm-hmm.
things completely change, well, how much health does this enemy have, how fast does that enemy move, how fast does the ship move, like all of these things are in this complicated network like web of game balance that becomes pretty challenging to adjust.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so, with that said, I don't think we have time to do it in the
Mm-hmm.
prototype.
Yeah. Yep.
Um, but I think before the game gets released, that's definitely something we should spend some time
Mm-hmm.
working
Mm-hmm.
on. Um, so yeah, phenomenal suggestion, really insightful, and you're totally right. We need to do
I
something.
I don't want to be right because it's I hate reloading. Reloading sucks. That's when I die in Overwatch is when I run out of bullets is because I don't know how to time my attacks correctly. But I think but I respect the fact that you need to reload is because you gotta be a little bit more strategic. Like for example, Diva is able to continuously shoot, but when she's shooting, she moves like freaking slow, as well as her attack is actually really really weak. I
Mm.
mean her shots are just like little tiny BB pellets, just there's like nothing. And for Sigma, his continuous gravity balls is very powerful, but it's fucking slow. It's like,
Yep.
and it's so slow. So there's always like a balance. It's yeah, basically it's balance. It's strong and continuous, but it's super slow. For Diva, it's continuous, it's fast, but you move really slow, and then it's like barely any damage.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. All great points, and everything that you mentioned just now is what makes Overwatch so fun to play, is because they're
Mm-hmm.
creating this complicated decision matrix that's going on in your brain about what should I be doing right now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna shoot this guy, but it's a soldier, 76, so he's actually faster and kind of getting away. Now but I move slow when I'm shooting, so now I have to make the decision: do I keep shooting him and hope that I can pick him off before he gets away, or do I stop shooting and maybe even hit my booster and like zoom after him?
Yeah.
So you're
Yeah.
like having to make these trade-offs of
Yeah.
like,
Yep.
do I go down this path or do I go down this path, or do I go down this path but then do this other thing? And if you don't have those decisions to make, um, then it's just not nearly as interesting.
Right.
Um,
Right.
so yeah,
Yeah.
really good points.
Yeah. Thanks, man. Captain Blue says, well, historically, rail shooters never had an auto firing system because I think perhaps they thought of it unrealistic and the sound can get annoying. Also,
Mm,
also the score system typically rewards bonuses for accuracy and auto fire renounce the aim percentage. But two ways to go about it, I guess. First, you have an ammo counter of some kind, or you make some consequences for firing stray bullets. Yeah. Captain
mm-hmm,
Blue
yep.
also says, personally, I think that if you, excuse me, uh, personally, I think that if you make the score matter, then people would care about not auto fire. I think if you make that scores matter, then people would care about auto fire. Uh, Michael, did you get that?
Captain Blue Blue, about that statement, is the not in the right place? Do you mean that if scores mattered, people would not care about auto fire? Or that if scores matter, then people would. If scores matter, do people not care about auto fire? Or do they care about auto fire being not being a thing, like turning that
Mm-hmm.
off and like you actually, um, so let us know. But
Yeah.
really good point about the
Mm-hmm.
historical case with rail shooters. Yeah, that's I think one of the reasons why our game has that now is because so like especially when you look at games like LA Machine Guns, which we looked at, and the 1994 Jurassic Park arcade game.
Mm-hmm.
There's no reloading mechanic at all in that. You just when you're holding the trigger down, you're shooting. Um, Part of the reason why I think those don't get annoying is because you are only one of the reasons why it's not really a problem in terms of the game design philosophy of like making decisions and having these trade-offs is because those games only last for about 20 minutes. Like
Ah.
you can play through the entire game in a half an hour, and you're only exposed to it like when you're at the arcade, so it's probably not long enough for you to get annoyed.
Yeah.
Um, and the games are so focused on all this crap on screen that you need to shoot. But our game's a little bit of a hybrid. I think it's like it's a little bit of a hybrid between those classic arcade rail shooters and I would say like the Star Fox genre, but we're probably like 80% like classic arcade rail shooter and only like 20% Star Fox.
Yeah.
Um, so we might be able to get away with like either just having hold the button to shoot or an auto fire, or some like minor version of a overheat system or reload mechanic or something like that. But
Yeah.
good good observations, good points. Oh, and about the scoring system, um, I'll tease that on Wednesday you'll get to see some more scoring stuff in action that I
Ooh,
think
nice.
will yeah, we'll
Nice.
address some of that. One of which being, and this isn't a spoiler because we've talked about this before, but one of the metrics we're going to track is player accuracy. So
Uh-huh.
in that case, if you're trying to go for a really high accuracy, you wouldn't want to hold the button down constantly. You'd want to line up your shots, take the shots, stop firing when the thing was dead. That way you could
Right.
try to get your accuracy as high as possible. But really, I think for most players, that's going to be pretty minor, like little perk to see at the end. Like, ooh, what was my accuracy? Like, oh, okay, cool, 63%. That's great. Most people aren't going to be consciously playing the game thinking like, I got to make sure that I conserve my shots so that all of them hit. Um, I think there are other ways to add interesting mechanics that can address this
Mhm.
topic. So
Mhm. Mhm.
really, really good design feedback though, Chris. Like that's a thank you for bringing that up, and you're completely 100% correct.
Yeah, no, no problem, man. No problem. And I see embalmed apple blah, blah, embalmed apple. Hello, how are you? So good to have you in tonight's stream. Thank you for stopping by. Hopefully you're having a wonderful night. Sorry, I'm trying to save the color. I'm going to make a really quick adjustment. Let me see. I'm copying all the values so that I don't lose it because I kind of like
Sure.
where it is right now. But what I was gonna do is, uh, currently one of the reasons why the whole environment is so dark is because the texture of the, there you
Oh,
go.
the
That's a
texture of
little
the
bit,
asteroid is like really dark.
yeah, there you go. That's much better.
Gotcha. While you're doing that, Captain Lulu said, "Let me try again with the last. If scores matter, people would not auto fire since the accuracy would be destroyed, and you could never get a higher score." Great minds think alike. That's exactly what I was just mentioning, Captain Blue Blue. So
Yeah.
there you go. And Bombed Apple says, "Hi, hi. I'm great. It's my day off, so I'm really
Nice.
good."
Yay.
Yeah, rock on.
That's awesome.
I love
All
days
right.
off.
I know. All right. I made it a little bit brighter. I think that's way better in my opinion. You could actually see stuff.
Yeah.
All right. So I am going to play it again. Actually, no. Do I want to play it again? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let's play it again. Play it again. And I
Play it
apologize.
again, Chris.
We're gonna lag like crazy. So Michael, please stare at your screen
Twitch.
on the Twitch and not Discord because
You
Discord
betcha.
is not doing well.
Yeah, Discord really like deprioritizes the bitrate, it seems. Because
Yeah.
yeah, as soon as you hit play, it's like it looks like you're playing on a toaster now. It's
Oh
but
no.
on Twitch though, it looks great.
Oh good.
Oh yeah, that looks super cool, man. Bum, 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 bum. Let me ask you a question about these sort of like base level drones that you're shooting. Um, how does it feel to like take them out? Do they feel like it takes too long to kill them? Do they feel about right? Do they feel too easy to kill?
This one is takes a long time. Um,
The commander drone?
yeah,
Yeah, I think
but I mean,
he's too hard.
but he's a commander, so that that makes sense. Oh, there he dies. There he goes. Um, yeah, I think the regular T drones they probably should die a little bit faster.
Okay.
Maybe. I'm not 100% sure. Let me. Sorry, I've been populating the environment so much that I didn't really get a lot of chance to play.
Sure,
Um,
no problem.
oh, one thing
I,
that I think would definitely help is if
hmm
we have if it, when the T-bots are being hit, we actually hear them being hit.
Yes, totally. Yep, that's on my to-do list.
Awesome.
Um, I want to add multiple sounds for that, where like you're gonna hear the laser bolts hitting the drone, so
Yeah.
like the sound of like an energy blast hitting metal. And on top of that, I also want to create a little like game audio feedback that's similar to if you play if you play Call of Duty or the type of Call of Duty games, you'll hear like a little uh, kind of it's like a little puff of air kind of a noise
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
that indicates when you're getting hits. Overwatch does a couple of similar things where you actually hear this little like dinging noise when you're getting
Yeah.
like
Yep. Yep. Yep.
headshots, right? Yep.
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
Um, yeah, great note, Chris. That's definitely on my list. It's
Nice.
just far enough. It's far enough down the list that I haven't even been bothering with it because up to this point, like I actually don't even play the game with any sound,
Right. Right.
um,
Right. Right.
just because there's so many other things to work out
Yeah.
first.
One thing is I also wanted to feedback is like
Sure.
there's just a lot of visual noise going on,
Totally.
especially with the like the increase how it grows from large to small. There's just so many blinking and also the smoke. Uh, there's just a lot of
Mm-hmm.
visuals going on. So maybe we can like mitigate some of that. Um, like maybe the circle doesn't have to be that big, like when it's introduced. It could actually just uh like appear a little bit smaller and opacity not as bright, I guess. I don't know. I'm just trying to
The,
think of a
the
way
targeting
to
circles.
yeah, the targeting
Mm-hmm.
circles. Um yeah, because there's just a lot of visual noise happening.
Yeah. Yep. I totally agree with that. I think yeah, and all of that falls into the game balance thing. That like
Yeah.
thing I was talking about before, the like the spider web of stuff.
Yep.
Um, yeah, and that's just going to take a lot of like, what if I take these 30 different like 30 different switches on this computer or on this machine, and I adjust each one of them and then hit play and see what
Right.
happens. Like, oh,
Right.
now it's even crazier. Okay, what if I change three of them? Like, oh, now there's nothing happening.
Yeah,
Because like,
yeah.
yeah, what you're seeing on the screen like right now, like that's just nuts. That's way, way too much.
Yeah.
Um, and some of that is going to then like re-inform what I need to do on the engineering side
Uh-huh.
because
Uh-huh.
maybe I need to program in some functionality where the game manager can monitor and say like at any given time the player should not be fighting more than 5 drones.
Sure,
So if the
sure.
player like flies through the and the reason why that's important is or the reason why that's going to be needed is because different players have different skill levels. And
Right.
so you don't want the really skilled player to like go through an area, immediately kill 5 drones, and then just be coasting along with nothing to do. Um, and so if you build the game around, uh, if you build a game for that player, we're like, okay, they're going to kill these 5 drones real quick, and then we're going to need to spawn in 5 more, and then they're going to kill
Mhm.
those
Mhm.
real quick, and so we're going to spawn 5 more. But if you do that, if you give that same enemy spawn layout to a player who's brand new or is not as good, they're going to end up having like 15 drones that they're fighting all at once. So you
Mhm.
need to
Mhm.
have a way where the game can actually dynamically adjust for like, oh, you're actually killing these things at a really fast pace. We'll give you more. And for the other player, like, you're a little bit overwhelmed. We're going to hold back what we were going to uh, unleash on you.
Right.
So you don't have the total chaos on the screen.
Right, right,
Um,
right.
that's another system to build. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, good notes, and yeah, you're totally right. I'm gonna try my best to tweak the game a little bit before the prototype release, so that way we can get some of that addressed before it goes out into the world. But some of that jank is probably gonna just have to live in there
Sure.
until we have enough time to tune all those knobs to get the thing to
Yeah.
actually not feel like to feel like controlled chaos,
Right, right,
to
right.
feel chaotic when we want it to feel that way,
Mhm. Mhm.
and not when it's like, oh man, didn't intend for it to get that
Yeah.
insane.
Right, right, right. Yeah.
So
So,
yeah, good notes.
yeah, and that's about it. That's all I have to say. I think you did a really good job, like, uh from what I've experienced using Unity. Again, I said it to you, but I want to say it online, in forever, say that thank you so much for creating this game. You've shown a lot of patience, as well as in the power of enduring using Unity, because I like I said, like, I only got the exposure of the tip of the iceberg. But for you, you're actually down in the depths of the ocean, doing all the coding and making the freaking game work. So it's not easy, man. I just basically populated stuff, and I'm just being a little bitch and complaining about, oh, what why does Unity do this? Why does Unity do that? Why doesn't it do this instead? But I'm not a programmer, so I don't have all the uh, I'm very ignorant, and I should be very thankful that Unity is free and that we're actually able to make a game of based off of this thing. But I've also lost a lot of hours and hairs and, I don't know, sleep. And yeah, this was it was definitely a clash between me and Unity. But yeah, because of my clash, I have a lot more respect and thankfulness that you have done what you did so far. So amazing job, Michael, with the game. But yeah, for the all the feedbacks that I had tonight, we could implement it or we cannot implement it for the prototype. And because it is just a prototype, we can say it's fine. It should be okay. Um, but yeah. So with that said, that's all I got to share, guys. Thank you guys for being here and seeing how I populated the scene 3. And that's that's it. Is there anything else I should share, Michael? You could think about besides Sunday share art night, um, regarding the game. We'll probably do this offline. Michael, you need to share with me how I can export all the
Mm,
assets to you.
hmm
We'll
hmm
do that off stream,
Sure.
because that's not as interesting. Um, Anything else? Anything else? Oh, so homework. What can I do? I know what I can do. I need to do the freaking portraits for the UI.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, that's what I'll do because I gotta wait for assets from you
Yep.
either tomorrow or Wednesday. I don't know when, but I'll find stuff to do in between if I don't have any Unity stuff. I mean, I can still futz around with this, but I'm gonna need a little bit of break because I don't like using Unity, and I'm so sick of this scene right here. I want to do other scenes and see how it is with the other scenes. Yeah.
On that topic, I was able to finish debugging scene 1 and got it back
Ooh,
to functionality. So
nice,
after this call, I can send you scene 1,
nice.
and you can get started in there if you want to take the same kind of pass that you did here, where you can kind
Mm,
of do an art pass. Go for it. There will be like a couple of little things in there. In fact, actually, I'm gonna open it right now, just to show you, or maybe we can do this offline, because I don't know how interesting this will be. Honestly, probably not that interesting. Uh, Basically, for scene 1, I can send you the scene 1 package, and you can import it and do the same sort of thing. There's a couple of assets that need to be like turned on when you're in edit mode and
mm,
off when you want the game to run. not too crazy, but it's just like if you forget to turn them off or on, then some unintended behavior will happen.
Sure, sure,
So
sure.
that's it. That's the only thing that's kind of quirky about scene one. Otherwise, it's way easier than scene three.
Okay. All right.
Scene three is just a nightmare. But that's ready, so you'll have that. I don't have any other scenes done. I'm really hoping to have scene two. I'm definitely going to have something for scene two done on Wednesday, so I'll be able to give that to you too. But I am behind schedule and because it took a lot longer to do some of this other stuff that I've been working on.
Sure.
But I have some ideas about scene two, and if I can just figure out like there's like one bit of functionality I need to add in, and then I can build the entire scene with that.
Mm-mm.
And I'm pretty confident I can get there. And
Nice.
yeah. Anyway, so scene one, you'll have that tonight after the call, and scene two, you'll have on Wednesday,
Mm.
and we'll talk about the others when we get there. But yeah, feel free to jump on those avatars.
Okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Scene one. What do I have to do with them? The radars. Is that it? Is that all it needs?
Oh, like actual new assets?
Yeah. Like I
Yeah.
don't know
Well,
what else
here I've
I need to
actually
do
got it.
for.
Let's see here.
And all of a sudden today is Wednesday. Just
Yeah,
kidding.
here we go. All right, everybody, I've got a great show for you tonight. I've got a
Yeah.
bunch to share with you. But here, this is what I was talking about. Section 2, 3, and 4 are turned off. Part of the reason for that is because Section 4 takes place where Section 1 is. So if you see, like, currently on screen, this is like where the player starts. They start in this ship, and then they fly out along the path here, and they're going through some gates. If I turn on Scene 4, you'll see all this other shit appear in that same space. So the
Hmm.
problem is the player can actually trigger some of these gates that are meant to
Oh,
happen
sure.
at
Later.
the end of the level, not the beginning of the level. So this has to be off at the
Right.
when we start,
Right.
otherwise things break. But then there are load gates that will load these in as the level is playing. But
Cool.
I'll just hit play here. Oh, wait, whoops, that's going way too fast. I think it's 25 here. Um, the only thing that I would say, yeah, so like the radar jammer things or the communications jammers it's the only that's really the only asset that kind of like is unfinished in here. There's just a white cube. The only
Hmm.
other thing would be if you see something in here and you're like, ooh, I want to add a little thing there or a little flourish there, or I don't know, I want some more asteroids or something.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Um, yeah, like I don't know if there's like something in the background you wanted to add or to sexy up, or if there's some chunks of asteroid field where you're like, that looks a little bit too uniform and man-made. This should look a little more natural. Like, feel free to
Right.
do that. But I
Okay.
really don't think there's that much to do in this scene.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, hopefully it's a pretty easy pass.
Nice. Okay.
But yeah, I think that's it.
Mm.
Um, yep. So okay. Uh, yeah.
Cool. Sounds good.
That. I'm
Let
getting
me
out
do
of
this.
here. Bam, bam, bam.
All right. Let's go ahead and look at some of your guys' amazing
Yeah.
artwork. All right. Here we go. Oh, wait a second. I gotta share it with Michael. Share
While you're pulling
screen.
that up, in the chat, Cat Blue says, only the greatest of minds in this think tank. That's right. And Embalmed Apple says, I work full time doing my art and drag, plus pay time
Time
late
late
nights.
nights.
Having a complete day off is a rarity. Oh, part time.
Part time.
Plus part time late nights. Got it.
Mm-mm.
It's like
Well,
playtime late nights. That sounds fun.
yeah. And thank you so much for spending your, well-deserved, day of rest with us. Yeah, that means a lot. Thank you. All right, so let me see. Michael, can you see this?
I can.
Oh wow, look at all these new arts. Oh, this is awesome.
Neato.
Oh, this is great. A battery. Nice. All right. First thing we're gonna look at is wow. This is really tiny. Give me 1 second.
Sure, take your
Shared
time.
Discord. Maybe it's this one. Discord art. There you go. That's better. All right. You guys see it? All right. Cool. So this is I I have a hard time saying her name. Anya Taylor Joy. Is
Yeah,
that
you
who?
nailed it. Yeah.
Yeah, Anya Taylor Joy. The girl from the Queen's Gambit. She's like so
Hmm.
beautiful. Yeah. And obviously the person who painted this is June because she's a master painter now. It's so good. And I believe
Yeah,
she
it's
did this
awesome.
digitally. Yeah, it's really really
It is
awesome.
digital. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
It's very, yeah, okay, yeah, I can tell it's digital now. But it's I love the digital paintings that emulate the real painting
Mhm.
uh,
Mhm.
mediums.
Yeah, the fact that I have to ask myself, like question myself, like is
Hmm.
that real? I think she did a really great job of emulating oil paint.
And I mean, we see a lot of art from June. I don't know if June is watching or not, but if you are, I'd be really curious to know when you're doing these digital paintings, are you doing multiple layers or are you actually doing everything on a single layer like a real painting? Because I know some digital painters who are able to achieve this kind of look are doing it that way by doing everything on a single layer, as opposed to, creating multiple layers,
Hmm.
uh, which trade-offs for both. But I'd just be really curious to know if that's one of the ways you're able to get such like an authentic, real painting medium
Hmm. Hmm.
look.
As a viewer in her channel, uh, and as a digital painter myself, I'm gonna try to give an answer on her behalf.
Uh-huh.
Uh, Even though I watch her channel, she doesn't really show her layering. It's cut off from the screen. Like when I paint, I show
Hmm.
everything, but
Hmm.
on her screen, she crops it in so that you don't really see all the other jankety stuff that you don't really need to see unless you're, interested in it. And a nerd like me, like, oh, how is her layering system? But the short answer is, yeah, I think she does do it on one layer because
Wow,
people
cool.
who do it on multiple layers probably won't have the patience to do this type of style is because
Mm.
this style needs it needs to just all the colors needs to overlap, and when you have so many layers it gets really really muddy. And then so for example when I
Mm.
paint I do the line art and then essentially from that I just put the paint right on top of the line art and I just do everything on one layer. And then after I get it up to a certain point, I'm like, okay, this is a good place to do like a checkpoint save. Then I create
Hmm.
another layer on top. I turn off the older layer on the bottom and work on the new layer. And then that progress just keeps going until I finish everything. I'm like, all right, this is all done. But by then I already have like layer one, two, three, four, five, six. It's all like checkpoints of various, you know, the progress, yeah, all the
Uh-huh.
different progresses of the layering system. So I want to say on her behalf that she also does it in one layer. But that is a really
There you
good
go.
question,
Cool.
Michael. Yeah.
Wow, no,
Involve.
great explanation. Thanks, Chris.
Yeah, no problem, man. Involve Apple says, I love this piece. Captain Blue says, even her digital looks oil painted.
Yeah,
Yeah. Apple says, I absolutely love the oil paint in the digital look. Yeah, yeah,
me
yeah.
too.
You know, paint obviously there's Photoshop and there's now a lot of people are using CS Paint C Clip Studio Paint
Mm.
CSP uh but long time ago, which is not as relevant, or not, I shouldn't say relevant, but it's not as famous anymore. I don't see people using the program Painter. The program Painter,
Oh,
remember
is it the
Painter?
Corel painter?
Yeah, 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 Corel Painter. A lot of people used that back then, but I don't see almost no one uses that anymore. Like especially on Twitch, no one uses the Corel Painter anymore. And that program emulates oil. Actually, now I'm thinking about it, maybe I should see if I could use a Corel Painter. But with that said, the Corel Painter it emulates oils so well. Watercolor, squash, everything. It just emulates everything. Really, really interesting. Very, very, uh, very legit. You know, it makes it look like the oil painting. So yeah, I'm very curious why people aren't using Corel Painter anymore these days. Uh, yeah, I don't see it much. But hey, Heavy, how are you doing? So good to see you. Hello. Hello, hello. Hopefully you're having a wonderful night and enjoy your weekend that you're not working. You didn't have to work today because today's Sunday. Sunday is the Creative Tavern Day. All right, or we're moving on. We're moving on. The next thing that we're gonna look at is a battery that Captain Blue Blue has made. Not a very complicated shape, but I put more time into texturing to get the label correct and the material to shine just right. So let's take a
Cool.
look at that. Ooh, look at this. Power bolt. Power bolt. Nice. And he has a HDR map to put it inside of an environment so that,
Mm.
it could get the bounce light and everything. So it actually feels like it's in this environment. It looks like a gigantic battery.
Yeah, it's cool. I like the I don't know if it's the like a shader or if it's the yeah, it's probably the shader. On the top, the like the plug at the tip, that's sort of like soft aluminum shiny looking uh aesthetic, I guess. I don't know if it's yeah,
Uh.
I guess texture or shader. But yeah, this is cool, man.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Are you talking about the top of this, how it looks?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. It's no, you're absolutely right. It's shader and texture. Essentially,
Mm,
shaders uses textures in order to emulate whatever you want it to show. Without
got it.
texture, the shader would not be able to, look at anything. So like a PNG,
Mm-hmm.
you gotta include like a PNG, which is a texture, and then tell the shader to use that PNG to give it this
Mm,
look, right? So yeah,
cool. Yeah, it's great, man.
yeah, you can get the little tiny scribbles, ID codes down there. Very and I want to say he probably Captain Blue, you can answer this, but I'm gonna answer it for you. My question is, did you do this in Blender or Maya? And I think the answer is Maya. I think. I think. I'm not 100% sure. Captain Blue says, can you guess the best buy date? Well, to me, this battery's probably overdue because it's 1993.
Yeah, I don't know. Is that could be somebody's birthday?
Oh, that's true. Wait, if that's the case, then happy belated birthday, if that is true.
Oh yeah, because that was recent.
Yeah. Was it your birthday, Captain Blue Blue? You didn't tell us. You didn't tell us. Let us know. And yes, it is Maya. I was right. I'm always right. I am right. Yeah. Captain Blue Blue says, that's not it.
No,
Okay.
that's not
All
it.
right. All right. We didn't forget. All right.
1993. Does it have video game significance?
Captain Blue Blue says, I would not dox my birthday. Ah.
Give us a hint, Captain Blue Blue.
Hmm.
You're a tavern trivia master tonight. It's a movie. September 3rd, 1993. Hmm. Well, I know Jurassic Park came out in 93, but in the US it came out in June. Maybe it came out later that year in Sweden?
Hmm.
What else came out in 93? That that's the big one, I think. Wait, was Jurassic Park 93 or 94? Now I'm second guessing myself. I don't
Yeah. I
remember.
I don't remember.
One of those two, though. It wasn't
Yeah.
92 and it wasn't 95. I think it actually I think it was 94 was Jurassic Park because 3 years later Lost World came out and that was 97.
Captain Blue says, it's a Jurassic release date here. Oh,
Bam!
there you go. Nice. Good job, Michael. All right, next one. From Embalmed Apple. I'm gonna have a horrible time saying this. Liminal apotheosis.
I th- Almost. I think it's liminal apotheosis.
Apotheosis. Thank you, Mike. Thank God you're here. Cause when I'm on my stream and people put like these hard words, I'm just like, oh God, I can't say it. I'm sorry, guys. Liminal apotheosis. 16 by 20 acrylic. Oh, take a look.
Neato.
Beautiful use of colors, man.
Yeah.
Beautiful use of colors. And this is what you said, acrylic. Acrylic is a a horrible medium for me. I cannot use it, but apparently you have a mastery over it. I have much respect for you. I bow down. Tip of my imaginary cap. Yeah. I can't do it. So yeah, this looks great. I would not have thought to use pink, but you did, and it looks really vibrant.
Yeah.
Oh, Apple says apotheosis.
There you go.
Apotheosis. Nice. Very cool. How long did it take for you to do this? This one up here, the 16 by 21. And the next one, the magic card for
That's
my
pretty big.
upcoming tarot deck. Sweet.
Ooh.
Nice. The magical card, the Tarot of Perception. 18 by 24, mixed media, watercolor, Prisma, pencil, ink, and oil pastel. There's a lot of different medium being used here. I'm not familiar with what is this? The Tarot of Perception. I is this part of the 78 pack? I never heard of this card before. But well done. Again, very bold use of color. I
Oh,
am
I think the card is the magician, and embalmed apples uh like branding for the tarot deck is the
Oh.
tarot
Oh,
perception.
got it. Thank you, Michael, for explaining.
Sure.
Understood. It's the magician. Got it. Okay. So this one, the answer was 4 hours. That's really quick.
Yeah.
Wow, 4 hours, that's it? Jeez. Beautiful tree texture too. And you got the clouds in the background as well. Nice reflection of the sun. And you got this one person in a
I like
robe going,
yeah.
ah!
Yeah, I was just gonna mention that. I like this silhouettes. I think there's also some like bird silhouettes right
Yeah.
on the horizon there.
Yep. Yep. A question, Michael. Are you looking at the Twitch chat or are you looking at the Discord?
I'm looking at the Twitch chat, so I'm probably quite delayed compared to what
Uh,
you're looking at, but it's just so much clearer to look at the stream.
but you do see it on Discord, right?
Yeah, it's on Discord. It's just
Okay. Good.
blurrier.
It's just not as good. Okay. Yeah, the magician card. Very cool. Very awesome. And you got the heart and the brain in the hand and the book, spell book in the other. And he's got a third eye. He's got a little goatee as well.
He's got
And
a
the
what?
a goatee.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And also he has kind of a magician, not magician. The Egyptian makeup, the eye makeup. You know how they
Oh
have like the
yeah.
graphic? I don't think it's Egyptian, but it reminds me of those Egyptian
The
symbol.
Wadjet.
Oh, is that what it's called? Wadjet?
I think so.
Nice.
Wadjet.
Nice.
It's like the Eye of Horus or something.
Nice. Very cool. Thank you so much for sharing both of these. And how long did this one take? How long did this one take? So I'm going to assume that you're probably going to take a photo and or scan it and then put it on a digital file so you could get this made as a card. And Balm Apple says Wadjet. Yep, absolutely. You're right, Michael.
That's why they
Nice.
pay me the big bucks.
That's right.
That's why
Yeah.
I do the trivia.
Yeah.
So not all
App
this random nonsense.
Apple says the model is my Bill my friend Bill, who is a cult writer and a teacher. Ooh. Apple
Neato.
says magician took about 40 hours. Wow, so like 10 times this piece.
Wowza.
Whoa, nice. Nice. Getting professional photos done to take for to take the digital. Okay, nice.
Cool.
That's gonna be. I mean, not saying because of your piece, but usually, like as a photographer, as a amateur photographer, like taking photos of a flat image is not easy because you got to get the lighting just right, or else you won't get any glare, right? So yeah, that's gonna be cool. That's gonna be very very cool. And we got another one by Captain Blue Blue. Update on Blue Blue
Yeah.
Avatar. Redid the typology, so it works better. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Cool.
So I'm gonna look at this one right here, and yeah, it definitely looks much better. It's very, very, very clean. Yeah, Captain Blue Blue knows exactly what he's doing.
Yeah, it looks great, man.
Yeah, like right here, he's got more vertices so that it could actually bend. He's got more vertices here. It could actually bend as well. So very cool. And without the wireframe, it looks like this. Oh, I'm sorry, Michael, you had a question?
Yeah. Well, it's not. Yes, I have the thought that popped in my head, and I'm going to ask this group in case you guys know. Is I was noticing in the wireframe that that wireframe is made up of squares and not triangles. Is there a reason why it's squares and not triangles? Because I thought it was usually it's triangles, right?
Triangles is more for video games, and
Oh,
whereas
interesting.
yeah, whereas just models for animation,
Uh-huh.
usually people do it in either quads or tries, but
Okay.
but I know for a fact that a video game is all tries, and if there's a quad,
Interesting.
they'll turn it into a try because basically just take it and then just cut it right in half, right?
Sure.
Yeah. But in animation, it's usually quads.
That's interesting. Is there a reason why? Do you know?
Captain Blue Blue, explain the reason why. Because
There you go.
I have no freaking idea. I do not know. Captain Blue Blue might know.
Just
Um,
curious.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's a good question. That's a very, very, you know, techie question that, I probably really should learn as well. Apple says, I have a friend who's specializes in art photography who's gonna do it for me. Nice. It's
Nice.
it's it's always good to have a friend who takes photos. Like for me, I take photos for all my friends too. Like most of their profile pics is all me, and I'm so proud of them too. Of them. Like for Michael, I took some for Michael as well as for Janet as well as for uh, who else? I guess it's just you
Yeah.
two.
In
Damn it,
fact, well, in Japan, well, I don't know if she's using it for her profile pic, but I know you took
Rena.
pictures for Rena too.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Is she using it? Do you
Um,
know if she's using it?
I don't know.
Mm-mm-mm.
We have to check in with her.
Yeah,
But I
she's in
will say
Taiwan
that,
right now.
yeah, the last time I
Mm.
checked in with her, she was in Taiwan. But I will say that my profile picture on Twitch, that photo, Chris took.
Yeah, yes, yes. So whatever amount you make on Twitch, I get a
You
small
you get a
small
percentage
small
of it.
tiny
There you go.
tiny percentage 0.005% of all your earnings on Twitch. It's
You
because
get
of
a
your beautiful profile pic. Yeah,
There you go. A
I'm kidding.
branding royalty fee.
That's right, baby. I'm kidding. Captain Blue says it's okay. So here's your answer, Michael. It's easier to model in squares and texture. Yeah, that's true. We don't need to model in tries much anymore in game dev since game engines automatically, yep, makes it into tries for us anyway. Technically,
Mm.
this is tries too, but it shows in squares for easier modeling.
Ah,
Um,
interesting.
yeah, squares deform much better than tries. That I did not know.
Yeah,
Squares
that I didn't
deform
know
much
that
better.
either, but that makes sense intuitively.
Yeah.
In the few applications where I've needed to like warp or modify something,
Hmm.
it's yeah, the human brain at least like makes more sense of stretching and modifying a square to me
Yeah.
than a triangle. So I believe it.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Apple says that's awesome, Lee. Every friend group needs that human. Yeah, that one person that takes the photos, right? Yeah. Captain Blue says also tries don't do edge loops well. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. That's right. In
What's
order,
an edge loop?
so for example, if I wanted to select his waist that ring around his waist. Um, in order to do that,
Oh,
it has to be in like in how do I say it? It has to be in quads, because if there's more than 4 points for vertices, the program is gonna like be like, I can't do it because it's being interrupted. So as having it as a quad, it's much easier for the computer to recognize, and then it'll just do like a loop for you. Yeah,
gotcha. It can
yeah.
detect like, oh, this is a continuous
Mhm,
line, so I
mhm.
can just follow
Right.
that as opposed to like doing a triangle and getting up to the point and being like, oh, well, it goes
Yeah.
off in three different directions here. I don't know.
Exactly. Yep. Yep. Exactly. Also try. Oh, yeah. Yep. I read that. Very cool. This is awesome, and I can't wait to see the head and the hands. The head and hands are by far the most hard areas to model because a face is like so intricate, as well as the fingers. It's like you got a whole bunch of stuff going on right there, and like rigging it's pain in the ass too. So yeah.
Mm,
Are you planning on rigging your model? I'm gonna say yes because he's made it so clean. But the computer needs it in triangles, so the game engine then makes it into tries. Yep,
makes
awesome.
sense.
Yeah, cool. Thank you so much, Embalmed Apple and Captain Blue Blue for sharing your amazing artwork. I cannot wait to see more of your guys' stuff, and especially the tarot cards. Um, And when you make the tarot cards, something that I'm going through myself personally is that I did not order enough tarot cards. So everything that I ordered, I sold it, and I'm kind of regretting it because now if I make another order, I have to basically when you buy in bulk, each deck costs less, right? And then so if I were to have bought 250 cards, it would have been maybe, I don't know, I'm pulling random number out of my head, like $10 a deck if I bought 250 decks. But because I only bought 140, whatchamacallit, I was charged like $15 a deck, right? So now that I want to buy more, I have to buy a whole bunch more in order to get it at a good rate. So when you're purchasing your cards, make sure you have confidence in knowing exactly how your cards will sell. Because I thought that it's not going to sell that well, so I'm just going to order in 140, and then so now I have to order more, but because I didn't get a because now in order for me to order 150, I have to like pay a lot more money than had I ordered it back then. So it's just like, oh God, I regret not having more confidence in myself. But with that said, who knows, right? It could have been the opposite. Like I could have ordered a lot more and then no one wants it. It's just like, oh God, no one wants my stuff. And I got like, you know, 250 cards lying in the room somewhere, right? So I can't tell the future. I wish future Chris could let me know exactly how many cards I should order. So that's something that I'm trying to figure out myself. Oh gosh, it's such a pain in the ass. Oh, hey Carol, how are you? We have Carol Phillips art in the house. Hello, hello, hello. We are actually just finished sharing artwork because today is Sunday. Sunday is art night, or not just art, but the Discord art sharing night. But hopefully you're doing well. Apple says I get that I have a small nest egg for my initial bulk order. Nice. I need to order 300 plus between online pagan festivals and my other in-person events. Yep. So you know exactly how much you should order. I should have ordered 300 as well. So now that I ran out, I have to like reorder them, but now that I can't get the rate that I want, so it's such a pain in the butt. Carol says you don't know unless you test the market. It's hard to know that it will sell and what won't exactly. Oh, cool. Sunday art share. Yeah, yeah. So, I don't know if you know this, but every Sunday night, we do art shares. Yeah. Apple says I have had people trying to pre-order since 20 cards, right now. Uh, uh, let me read that one time. I had people trying to pre-orders, since 20 cards in. Right now, I've completed 45 of the 80 art pieces. Okay, so it's funny that Carol is also in this space right now in the chat because the three of us, our powers combined, all three of us are designing tarot cards, and it's hard work, man. Like, I was in Carol's stream, and she was like, "Oh, I have 20 more." Maybe she's finished and she only has 19 now. It's been a few days since I saw you stream, Carol. But yeah, uh, she only has maybe 19 left now. You're at the end. You can do it. Just keep on drawing. I promise you'll get there because I know exactly how it feels to do stupid minor arcanas. There's just 56 of them. There's just so many. How are you supposed to put so many stupid dumbass cups into one card? Stupid pentacles and and swords and So just keep on doing it. You'll get there. And I say the same thing to Involved Apple that even though you have like what's 45 minus 80? 80 minus 45. It's a 35 cards left. Even though you have 35 cards left, you can do it. You can do it. Just take it day by day, man. Just day by day. You can totally do it. All right. Oh, actually, hold on. Carol. Oh, there you go. She says I was right. I was right. So let me go ahead and clickety click. And she actually, woo. Unfortunately, this is shoot. So let me hold on. I gotta open up this. Maybe. Oh shoot. I don't know if I could. Oh, there it is. There it is. Boom. And yeah, if you guys want to take a closer look, feel free to click on that link. Because I know for a fact that when I click on the link, click on the photo, it's not gonna do anything. So we're gonna see it from a farther view. And this looks awesome. And apparently Carol is not doing, swords or cups or pentacles or whatnot. She's actually changed it to oars. And I'm thinking oars is probably the swords, I think. Maybe.
Mm.
Maybe not. You could correct
So
me. You could.
is the whole deck like pirate themed, where all the different things are, instead of being what they're typically are, they're pirate themed items?
Yeah, Carol, you could feel free to answer that.
Looks cool
Carol's,
though.
yeah, it's freaking amazing. So she says, oars is in place for wands.
There
Nice,
you
nice,
go.
nice, nice. There you go. Um, do, 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 do. Embalmed Apple says, I'm doing my minor different from typical decks. I'm doing visual of the meaning rather than multiples of the symbols. Nice. Very cool. Yeah, having it different, it
Mm.
makes your deck a little bit more special. Just like how, Carol is, doing oars instead of wands, right? I like that. Carol says, we are doing swords, oars, chalices, and coins. Nice. Carol, and to answer your question, Michael, yes, pirate themed with gods and goddesses. Um,
Cool.
my client's idea, but I love it. I love it too.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah. So here's the thing, like Michael, you know how I bitched and moaned about, doing tarot cards?
Hmm.
I'm actually kind of missing doing tarot cards, and I'm thinking like maybe I should do another one, do like another
Wow.
set. So I don't know, man. It's like I see like Carol and Apple is doing it as well. It's like I want to get back in there. I want to torture myself and put myself through extreme pain and suffering as well. Uh, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see. But definitely, I have a lot of respect for you guys who do tarot cards, is because you need a lot of endurance and a lot of determinations in order to, complete what you started, right? So I have nothing but faith in both of you guys to do this, as well as Captain Blue Blue. Actually, that's not true. Captain Blue Blue is also part of the tarot card gang because he actually did some 16-bit tarot cards as well. So the four of us were in the trenches together. Captain Blue says, if I did, I think I would do oars, cut, cut, cutlasses,
Cutlass.
cutlass. What is cutlass?
It's a type of sword. It's like it's a sword that kind of like curves and gets fatter at the end, and then has like a little cutout. at the end. It's a
Oh.
pirate sword. It's like a
Oh,
fat
oh, oh.
pirate sword.
Oh, interesting, interesting. How do you know that, Michael?
Just random trivia
Uh, nice,
nonsense
nice,
in my brain.
nice. Cutlass, compasses and cannons. Nice. That's a really fun idea. I like that a lot. Carol says, I'm thinking about doing my own deck after this one that is my ideas, not clients. Yeah, yeah. It's so rewarding to do your own thing. It's like your baby, right? So I'm gonna say once you do your own, you're gonna actually enjoy it much more than what you're doing right now because this is obviously for someone else, which is great, but it's not yours. It's not your baby. It's not your baby. Um, but yeah, thank you guys so much for sharing all your guys' amazing work. Remember, every Sunday is art sharing night, so please feel free to. Again, it doesn't have to be art. It doesn't have to be 3D. It could be music. It could be wood modeling, painting, whatever it is. As long as it's creative, we welcome it. We welcome it. So yeah. Carol says, thank you, Captain Blue. Yay, tarot card makers. Carol says, Michael is smart. That's how he knows. Yeah.
I don't know about that, but
Nah, no, no, you are, dude. You're like one of the smartest people that I know, and also, fiscally responsible. And just FYI, guys, uh, part of the reasons why I am a lot more financially responsible is because of Michael. And why I tell people to save money and invest in a mutual funds is because of Michael. Is because no one in school, no one in my family ever told me to, hey, Chris, you should save money by investing in your future and not buy anime figures and shit you don't need. Because at the time when I was younger, I was like, oh yeah, I want to buy baseball cards, I want to buy comic book cards, I want to buy comics, and hopefully these will go up in price. Maybe, maybe not. I mean, when eBay came out, like it just kind of killed the whole comic book industry value of it, and what is it? Baseball cards, basketball cards. It just basically made the value of those cards so irrelevant as because people have the ability to now sell as much as they want to on eBay, right? And why am I talking about this? I'm sorry.
you're talking about being fiscally responsible, and then
Thank
as a
you.
kid
Yeah.
you
Yep.
wanted to buy comic books and cards, and
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm
Thank
sure
you.
if they
Thank you.
would hold their value.
Yep, exactly. And so yes, thank you so much, Michael, for that. And I'm hoping one day on, either on this stream or on Michael's stream, he could, give a presentation of what you taught me, and just the fact of being financially responsible and buying a car, and how much it actually really costs in the future when you actually spend the amount of money instead of if you put your money in a bank, or not a bank, your money in a place like Vanguard, it'll just you know let your money grow, let your money make money, right? And so yeah, it's a long discussion we should have in the future, but just for you guys who are very young, um invest in yourself. Don't buy shit you don't need. Don't buy shit you eh, what's more important, don't buy shit you can't afford is what it is. Don't pay don't charge stuff on the credit card and end up paying a lot more just because you want it at that moment. And you'll end up paying like three, four, five, six times. Yeah, just I don't know. Michael could speak to that a little bit more, but that we're not talking about finances here. But all I'm trying to say is, yeah, thank you, Michael. You're a really smart guy, and I appreciate you having in my life. Yeah,
Thanks, Chris. Thanks for the
yeah,
kind words.
yeah, 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 yeah.
And
Uh,
likewise, appreciate having you in my life.
yes, yes. I take your photos and I draw stuff. Yeah. Let me read Carol's thing. If I had to put money I put in mutual funds, I would. Teach us secrets. How do we get money? Lol, teach us your secrets. Yeah. eBay killed the comic and baseball cards. Really? I didn't know that. It didn't kill it. It just made the value of the cards really, how do I say this? There used to be people who told us how much a card is worth. For example, like um, when I was younger, when I wanted to know what a baseball card or a basketball card would be worth, I would have to buy this magazine called The Beckett, and I would look at the Beckett in order to see how much the value of the card was. But now you could just go on fucking eBay and just sell it for however much you want, and no one has can tell you what to do, right? So yeah, that I mean, people still make baseball cards until now. The industry didn't die. It's just kind of kind of messed up with the value system a little bit. I'm sure someone can explain it a little bit better. Carol says, I would love our business and smart money stream. I will be there. Yeah, 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 yeah. Uh, there is demand, Michael. There is demand.
We'll do
Yeah,
it.
yeah, and I think it's very very valuable because if people can hear what I have to say, like, and especially what you have to say, regarding how to deal with finances, being responsible, I think it would help people a lot more so than video games because not a lot of people play video games, but everyone uses money, right? So and
Absolutely.
yeah. Apple says, I remember that magazine. Yeah, right? The Beckett. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That shows how old I am. The, Carol says, I don't know about baseball cards, so that is so interesting. This is amazing. Apple, do you stream tarot too? Yeah. Check out Apple is streams. Apple is also a artist too. She does more traditional art. She doesn't do digital. She tried it, but she didn't like it. So yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, Carol says, Shh, Lee Forever 21. Yeah, more like Forever 17. I want to be 17. I want to be young forever. Yeah, actually no, 21 is fine. I get to drink when I'm 21. All right, guys. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for hanging out with us. Thank you for dealing with the dropped in frames and whatnot. And always remember, guys, take it one day at a time. Take it step by step. Don't get super mad. Being mad is part of the process. It's okay to be mad. It's okay to be frustrated. Like when I was absolutely, going bonkers with Unity, I texted Michael. I'm just like, fucking, this is bullshit. Fuck me. And it's okay to vent, but at the end of the day, you just gotta take a breath and step back, go play a little bit of Overwatch, go eat something, go watch YouTube, and then come back and be like, all right, motherfucker, let's do this again, and then tackle it and exert your dominance over Unity. Have your way. Sorry, that's probably bad phrasing, uh, but yes. Okay, with that said, guys, we will see you all on Wednesday, and Michael will be sharing all the stuff that he has to share with us. And we're very, very excited. So, thank you guys again so much for being here, and we will see you very, very soon. Don't go anywhere. We will be rating, and thank you guys. Bye.